That was weird. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is a last call for adventure, but we're going to make it work. You might be wondering, where in the world is Gassy Mexican? He's fighting the Texas power grids right now and losing pretty badly. He's been without power since I think like 2 a.m. last night or something, and it's in the 20s. They said, I spoke with them this morning. He said they were sitting in front of the fireplace. That's where they slept on the couch with all the dogs and everything. So at least they're warm. But yeah, they don't have power right now, so he's not on the show.
Oh my God.
I don't know when it's supposed to
That's
come back
horrible.
on. It might not come back on during the show, and he's got to deal with all that stuff. So I'm jumping in. We're going to figure something out. We kind of have a loose idea of where we're going to go with it, and we'll see what makes sense. But that's kind of the short of it. We won't spend too much time doing all that. I'm just going to throw it over to Bronze to see what she's come up with in the past, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. And we'll see how it goes.
All the days, like normally on last call days, I try to wake up at 8:30, and this is the one time I didn't, and it was the one time I should have woken up at 8:30. But regardless, let's go around and do some greetings and introductions, and then we'll get into a fun mini game I've devised for JP and Dodger to make their characters.
Yeah.
But
Ooh, nice.
let's take it away for you first, Wheat. Who are you? Who do you play?
Hey everyone, glad to be here yet again. My name's DJ Wheat. I'm playing Lord Wyman VIII. Definitely excited for what sort of silliness will come from today, but it actually works out pretty good because I tend to like to create at least a deeper backstory for my characters, maybe way deeper than I need to, but I always help as a player. It always helps me sort of think about what I might do and the intention. So I'm not like always playing just a manifestation of myself. So I'm actually like pretty excited about this because I'm like, oh, all that silly work that might not have ever meant anything might actually pay off today. So I'm excited, but
Hell yeah.
I love doing character vignettes. In another campaign we do these one-on-ones where it's just me and one player. And some people feel a
I
little
love
put on the
that.
spot by it, but I've found like it gives me so much
those are fun.
context.
Yeah.
For like, who they are, and it also gives me context for how to design things that put their skills in use, because when you have a full party, you design encounters for the full party. But when you have one bard, suddenly the bard's kit kind of shines, and the encounters you design are a little different. So I am excited too, actually. JP, who are you?
I'm 3 question marks. That's who I am. I do have an idea of who I was potentially going to play, but I don't know where the story is going to go. So that's that. Yeah. What is this mini game you had in mind? Maybe we should start there. Or could we just not have characters and just do flat D20s for me and Dodger? What do you want to do? We're kind of creating it in real time.
Yeah, flat D20s wouldn't be as fun.
Okay.
And there is actually a tool within D&D Beyond to rapid gen a character.
Oh, yeah.
So my idea was that you two roll on a table to see which college of bard you are, and then we rapid create the characters, and then I'll pass you the PDF links in the Discord. And of course, you can choose your character's race, you can choose your character's name, but then like the school that you're majoring in, since we are going to Lord Wyman's bard school today, could be randomized.
Great.
Alternatively, you could pick, but I think the random might be a little chaotic and fun.
Let's do random. Random for the win.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah.
It's big improv day.
Yeah.
Random shit.
Yeah.
It is big improv day. And Dodger, who do you normally play?
I normally play Rhesus, who is a treasure. But today I'm playing a bard. I'm very excited. It'll be my first time playing a bard ever. I've never played a bard before. So
really,
I'll have to sort of like trudge through. Also, shout out because I was going to complain about the fact that our boiler's been busted for a couple of days and we didn't have hot water. But now, like, they lost power, so they don't have hot water, but they also don't have electricity, and I guess they win. So I hope that all that gets sorted, and I hope that they're okay.
Yeah, Max said they turned their phones off so they could make sure their phones worked in the morning. Yeah, and conserve power. I think he said they had like 1 or 2 battery like power packs or whatever, and that was it. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Staying warm is the hardest part. My kid has like this pop-up den thing on her bed.
Yeah.
And we literally were just taking turns sleeping in there while the boiler's been busted because it traps the heat. No. And we were like, it's the warmest place in the house.
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. So hopefully that gets sorted for them soon.
After the power outages we had a few years ago in Seattle, I refused to rent an apartment without a fireplace. Like, because I'm just like, at a minimum, you need to be able, like, because if I have a fireplace, I can make coffee,
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're just camping for a few days. But if you don't have one, it's like, are we going to die? We might die. Like, this has just become the game, The Long Dark, where I am now seeking out sources of heat and it's just getting colder and colder and colder,
Yeah.
And suddenly you start noticing all of the inefficiencies in your home where you're like, this is such a big window. This window is just letting the cold in, Yeah. This is such a big sliding door. This is just letting the cold in.
Yeah.
And then the power
all of the bedrooms in this house.
All that.
All the bedrooms in this house have really high ceilings. And I was like, why are they so high? It takes forever to heat up the room.
I just have the mental image of a short Dodger staring up the ceiling, just going like this.
This might be like a sick comment, but I've actually been kind of waiting for our power to go out because now that I'm an EV owner, and you can basically use your car to
generator.
I mean, they're like, this thing can run your refrigerator for like 3 weeks, and so I'm like,
oh my goodness,
sweet! I want to see how long I can go on an EV car battery, supplying electricity to the house. It's like get Wi-Fi and have a charging station, and should be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, maybe
cool,
soon.
Actually,
maybe soon.
I hadn't considered that. That's actually pretty cool. I think like the one
selling
big difference
point
between
these days.
Yeah. It's actually funny. Like when people visit from India, because we have so many power outages, everyone has a generator. Like usually like a really nice like survivalist type diesel generator, or multiple electrical batteries, like one on every floor. And usually a backup water supply too for when water rationing kicks in. Like, so everyone there is just kind of like one of those preppers. And then they come over here and they're like, what do you mean you don't have like a backup generator? Like you just go out there, you pull the cord, and then the thing, especially all of my family from the farm are just like, how do you not have a backup generator in America? Like just get a generator. I'm like, you want me to put a giant, those loud ass, they make a shit ton of noise diesel generators.
Dude.
Yeah, they're loud, but they work. It's just
it's like your power didn't go out. Yeah. They're absolutely amazing. They'll power your whole house.
Yeah, you just alienate your entire 4-block neighborhood, but that's fine. At least you got power.
Fine.
What if you let them come over to charge their phones?
No, they're not coming over. Okay, that's not my neighbors. I'm currently in a real
put a really sketchy sign up.
Yeah, hate situation with.
Come on over, guys.
My neighbors, I think they're like subletting, or it might be like an Airbnb situation. But for some reason, they really like music at about 1 a.m. till about 5 a.m. And I don't understand.
What kind of music do they like?
Really bassy music. That's what that reverbs off the side of our house. It's really nice. It's great.
Yeah.
The dog
you should
loves
tell
them
about silent discos.
I should
send them some videos and be like, "This is all the rage, dude."
Yeah, I should.
Yeah,
get into it.
Yeah,
silent disco.
Anyways,
all right, JP, roll a D8.
A D8?
Yeah, D8.
I could do a D8. Let's see here. How's a 4? Right in the middle.
A 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You are a College of Allure bard.
Okay. So I just drop knowledge about things?
Yeah. What race are you?
Do I have the choice of everything?
Can we randomize everything?
Let's just randomize everything. I don't want to make decisions. Give me a
roll
number.
Roll a d20.
D20. 18.
Oh, wow.
Also, I think we're getting noises through Roll20 from you, Jasmine.
Oh, snap. You are. I fixed it. My bad.
Not a problem.
Usually I have that tab muted. Wait, no, that one doesn't count. That one doesn't count. 7, 8. You're a gnome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. I counted to 20.
Oh, I was.
I just realized I counted to 20. Okay. No, you're a
Now we know.
A gith. A what? A gith?
Githyanki.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, fun. A what?
It's a Githyanki. They're like the semi-space astral folk.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lawful evil. Great.
You're lawful evil.
Okay. What am I
rolling? I have to abide by that shit.
I know. No. But I kind of want to. I already had somewhat in mind. In this
and
yeah.
You're level 3. You're level 3. What instruments do you play?
As a gift, I think I just have a drum.
Okay. You get
it's actually
3.
Not a drum. It's like a bucket that
it's a bucket. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
The D&D
what's
world
a noun? What's
like
a noun for someone who what is it? Busk? Am I a busker? Isn't it called busker? Yeah, I guess I'm a busker. Yeah.
You're a busker.
Yeah, so I have like I have an upside down bucket. I've got a like yarn on like a single wooden pole type deal, which would be a 1-string guitar or something like that. And then what's the third? I'm trying to think. Maybe I just have a smaller bucket. 2 buckets.
So you are proficient in acrobatics and performance, I would say, since you're a busker.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Do you ever steal money from the people that surround and watch you busking?
Absolutely.
What? You're lawful evil.
Yeah, but I give it to other bards who need money for college.
Oh, that's really cute. Wait, that's really cute, though.
Look, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying.
Allegedly, he does, right?
Yeah, that's the story that I tell.
We've not seen the receipts, but.
Okay, it's randomized your spells, but you do get to pick 2 spells of your own of up to level 2.
Do I have healing? The bonus action heal, whatever that's called. I forget off the top of my head. I'll just open up.
Healing word?
Yeah, healing word. And
you do have healing word.
Okay, 1 second. My sheet's loading. Do I have sleep?
Sleep?
Yeah.
No.
I'll take that, and then if I don't have suggestion, I'll take that as well.
Okay.
Sleep do I have dissonant whispers?
No. You want that one?
Yeah, give me dissonant whispers.
Okay. Perfect. Then you've got a bunch of other spells that already came pre-gen with your character.
Great.
As well as some randomized rolls. Okay. And it's asked me in 8 different places, like, what instruments you use, because apparently bards can now play like 8 different instruments.
Oh, just choose some at random. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Choose some at random, but your main one is drum.
Great.
Do you have any other hobbies like carpentry, cartography, cobbling, cooking?
Traveling for sure if I'm a busker.
Okay. All right. Bum bum bum. Dope. Okay. So we've got all this. Export this to PDF.
Dun, dun, dun. Instacare.
Okay. Did that work? I can also download it and upload it that way.
Oh, yeah.
Someone in my chat was like, oh, Dodger died.
Works.
Jesus hasn't died yet, guys. She's alive. I know my stats are bad, but she's alive, dude.
Yeah, here's Dodger's new character is about to have better stats than her.
Probably.
That would be so sad and so funny.
It's gonna happen.
Guaranteed, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. We're gonna do a quick build. All right. Roll a d8.
Yeah. Go. 1.
You're a College of Creation bard.
Oh, hell yes. Okay.
Yeah. So you believe that the cosmos is a work of art and that, you worship the stars and the moon and the creation of the earth.
Fantastic.
Maybe you believe in the rib stuff. I don't know. I only learned about that like a couple years ago.
Rib stuff?
Yeah, all humanity came from a rib or whatever.
Oh.
We're all spare rib.
Yeah, rib stuff.
We're all
Rib
spare
stuff.
ribs. Rib stuff. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I also rolled a 1 on the D20.
Man.
I am cursed on last call.
This is so funny.
It's a rough time.
In alphabetical order, that would make you an Aarakocra.
Beautiful.
That's fun.
Yes.
Borb. Wait, what kind of Borb is Anne?
Kenku.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be 2 of us.
But her girlfriend is an Aarakocra.
Yeah.
But you didn't hear it from me, though. And what instrument do you play?
How do you feel about bards just being like any type of like art performance?
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Okay.
Can I be a really like deep poet?
Oh, I love it. I'm
just trying to like, capture, like spirit on paper, man,
Yeah. I would say then you maybe have insight.
Yeah.
I
would
observe
say people,
Yeah, you have some performance chops.
Yeah.
Why do you sound like all the stoners that I hung out with in college, Dodger?
Because that's exactly who I'm facing this character off of.
All right. And then for your spells, choose 2.
What level?
Up to level 2. And the others were randomly rolled, which is kind of fun.
I would love to randomize it.
Wait, sure.
That sounds like we'll get the ball rolling faster. I don't want you guys.
Is there like a smoke screen-esque? I feel like there was one for Bard. I mean, just throwing it out there. like some sort
What
of.
do you mean? Like a smokescreen spell?
It wasn't exactly smokescreen, but and playing
it was like fog.
Stoner beat poetry. Yeah, there was like a fog. I think I could be wrong though, but
yeah.
Cue the lights, man.
Stuff that would work for that. I think calm emotions makes a lot of sense.
A little bit.
Yeah. I like that.
And then let's see, you've got skywrite, warding wind.
I've got dancing lights rather. Wait, so that'll be I can put on.
Oh yeah.
We can have our own
there's
light
dancing
show.
lights.
Yeah. Thunder wave as well for like really dramatic moments.
All right. I am gonna go with oh, it has to be level 2 because the other one wasn't. Okay. I picked a random one.
Homie,
we'll see if it makes
glitter
sense.
on your face? We don't gotta be like that.
You don't want to know the answer.
Yeah, this is gonna be a weird RP.
You don't want to know.
Mess this man.
Asking me when I have glitter on my face,
My cats, just in the last, I want to say week, they've gotten really used to just sitting right here.
Sure.
And last night I was playing Dead Space, and the number of times that they were just like, what are you doing? Just right up against my face. Like, dude, now is not the time, actually.
The cats love the marker.
It's very serious right now.
Yeah. I'm stomping bodies, dude.
You got to teach them how to hit the space bar.
I feel like that's definitely a trait of people who have played before. And I didn't realize that because when people come in and they haven't seen Dead Space before and they see you just stomping innocent dead bodies of crew members, they think you're psycho. And I'm like, you don't understand.
There's literally a
body with the head left. I'm just stomping dead crew members and everybody gets stomped. Everybody gets stomped.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a clip. There's a clip where an NPC is like, I couldn't stop them. Right. And the second she's done talking, I just stomp her to death. And everyone's like, what the fuck?
You did? Yeah. I just walk up and headshot anyone that's in front of me. And chat's like, why would you,
JP?
Why would you do that, JP? It's like, what do you mean? They're dead. You got, I'm helping them out. I'm helping them out. And I am wasting ammo. That's true.
Preservation.
I couldn't get that close, Brooke. What if they got me? I got to get them before I get got,
Fair.
True.
Okay. I've put your character sheet in the Discord as well. So it should be available to you as a PDF. I will say Dodgers randomly rolled stats are so much better.
Are they?
And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 plus 3s on here, dude.
Yeah,
wow.
2 plus 3s.
Let's go.
Wow.
Yeah. Those were my rolls in the digital dice rollers. So, but it worked out. Yeah, it's a +3 +1 +2 +1 +3, and then a -1.
Great.
It's not bad.
Dodger, I feel like you should just get into Roll20 every day, pop a few D20s, get some reps in, get
that
work
shit
through it,
system.
and then
Yeah.
you see what happens.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I found an Eric Cochran name generator.
Yeah. I used to get the Yankee name generator as well.
The very first one that popped up is Yos.
Wait, YOS?
YOUSS. And I can't read it as anything other than Yos.
YOUSS.
I'm not using it, but it's good.
Listen, I love it. I love it.
Do you have a name then, JP? Oh.
Yeah, we're using.
Is that it?
I'm going to use Trin.
Trin?
Tryn, yeah, Trin.
Watch this just ends up becoming Dodger's like full-time character.
Oh my god. Look, if we love these characters enough and they don't die, you know, they could just show up in town like Wyman come back forever.
It's the three amigos. That's literally what we are.
Oh.
Okay. Do you have a name, Dodger?
Yeah, the next one it generated for me was Geki, and I like that. That's
Geki?
weird. Yeah.
Any particular way of spelling it? With a Y, with an I? What do you?
It's spelled on here Geque.
I like that. Okay.
Oh.
That's very much like D&D character name.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. No,
that's so funny because whenever I take notes when we're playing D&D, I write it how I need to phonetically pronounce it. So I know if I go back, like everything is totally wrong, but I could say it properly.
Yes, that's exactly how my notes are as well.
So you are Gecki.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
As I should be.
It does make sense. All right, chat. Let me take you to our world. Today, we begin at the Bardic College of the Sacred Strings. One of the most esteemed colleges on the continent. Sacred Strings dwells not far from the premises of another academy, an arcane academy known as the Third Pennant. The Fourth Pennant, its sister school, is actually in the city of Luftum, where our adventurers have most recently been adventuring. The Fourth Pennant is also the academy from which Blibble was so expeditiously expelled. But here, there is a sort of soft rivalry between the students of the Third Pennant and the students of the Sacred Strings. Occasionally, these rivalries will manifest as challenges issued to one another to accomplish tasks that to the passerby might seem mundane, but to the arcane adepts is truly a challenge. Because it's not completing the task that matters so much as completing it in the most fabulous way possible. Here inside the Sacred Strings, we enter a classroom. The wood of the desks is well worn with the bards who have come before you. The chairs are stools, and you typically sit 3 to a table. Because that's actually how we sat in India, so it's a little bit callback to my childhood. Sit 3 to a table. What row are Lord Wyman, Geki, and Trin sitting in? Just for my own knowledge. Are you back of the class kids? Yeah, or front of the class kids.
That's up to you, Wheat. At least
for
me.
Definitely front of the class kids. You know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would default to anything that any decision that needs to be made about characters, it defaults to Wheat.
Yes, I agree.
Perfect. You hear a sonorous bell kind of reverberate through the halls, and you know it is time for your first class of the day to begin. It is impossibly early in the morning, 4 a.m. The sun has still not risen on this side of the continent. It is bitterly cold, and you see the frost caking over the windows. Students that are prone to looking outside and being distracted have nothing to look upon and are forced instead to focus on the instructor, Flona. Flona and Asimar, who typically dresses in all black with pitch black wings to match that fall off her back like waves of soot, cascading on the ground, leaving feathers in her wake a little bit carelessly. Her hair is a curly mess that is hastily drawn up into a high ponytail. And although her skin shimmers silver lightly, kind of giving you that reminder of her celestial heritage, you see heavy eyeliner kind of dragged down her face in a rather dramatic fashion, with black lipstick to match. She has large emerald eyes that gaze over all of you, taking you in quietly as she comes in. She pulls out a clove cigar, lights it, and goes and takes her seat at the teacher's desk. Good morning, students. Welcome. Today we'll be taking submissions to the Bardic Higher Learning Program. I'll be judging your performances, but I would like for you to know the pursuit of art in itself is a noble and truly heroic venture. So really, regardless of what notes you get from me, don't let the fire inside your hearts for creation die. Is there anyone who would like to volunteer to go first for today's performances? For today's exhibition, I should say. You there. She points to the back of the room towards a half-orc who's been like kind of snickering and mocking her this whole time. I know your father sent you here because he has lots of money and he doesn't know what else to do with you. But if you have such a strong opinion on my teaching style, would you take the podium first? You see the half-orc, very smartly dressed, with a high-collar ambassador-style coat and a Nehru cap jauntily tipped on one side, kind of smirk and get up and be like, it's fucking stupid, and walk to the front. The piece I'd like to submit is this. Is nothing. Because how the hell are you going to spend an entire class being like, oh, art is subjective, and then tell me to make something to please you? Like, it's stupid. This entire thing is stupid. And if art is subjective, then there's no point in trying to seek any one person's like approval on it for any given purpose, because that means you have to change your art for whoever the audience is. So here's my art. It's fucking nothing. It can't offend anyone. It can't please anyone either. But that's not the point, because all that matters is you can sell it, right? You see the teacher kind of laugh and be like, impressive. I didn't think you'd been paying attention this entire time. 8 marks out of 10. I only deducted 2 for your lack of effort and lack of panache. Anyone else?
Geki will stand up and adjust her hood so that it covers most of her face. Say, I have something that I would like to perform, although it will be hard to follow that up. And she'll go to the front and loudly pull a chair over, put it right in the middle, and sit down and cross her legs.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have a piece of paper, but won't look at it because she knows it already in her heart, you know.
Mm.
Silver bells, an angel dragged through the soot of heaven's despair. Irreverent and yet revered. And then she'll get up and sit down.
Geki, that was beautiful. I have to ask, are you referencing me at all in that piece? Or sometimes art is so personal, we see ourselves in it. But I would just like to clarify.
It was about you, actually. Because I find your vibe inspiring.
I've heard this word vibe, and I think I kind of understand the gist of it. 9 marks. And you hear the half-orc in the back go, what the fuck? It's stupid. In fact, let me see here.
We can't all do performance art. It's not for everyone. She like passes back to the half-orc.
Yeah. You rolled a 23. And then I'll roll a D3. Okay. So, what order would you say you're sitting in?
I'm wherever is closest to the window. That's me.
I'll be closest to the door then, and Wheat's in the middle.
I'm in the middle.
He's stuck.
So, unfortunately for you, Trin, the half-orc aiming for Geki after this performance mark instead throws a notebook at the back of your head, and with a 23, I'm assuming hits.
I mean, that's a crit, so yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I have light armor, so yes.
It smacks the back of your head unceremoniously, and you see the back row erupt into laughter. The half-orc, who was aiming for Geki, kind of plays it off like that's what he was going for. He goes, fucking nerd!
I'm looking at my spells. 1 second.
I'm also looking at my spells.
Wow.
You take your time. There's a lot to take in there, so I get it.
Is the notebook still up here with us? Or whatever book?
Yeah.
Was it a textbook or a notebook?
It was a notebook. I think a textbook would have like taken you out.
With
but
a 23.
It is still like
with a
a
crit.
yeah.
Murdered this man.
But it's also a half orc throwing it, so there's some force there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like so stunned and shocked it actually like really hurts. So I'm just kind of hunched over and waiting to see if anyone does anything. But I'm actually in pain. That was that hurt. He crit with 23 half orc.
Yeah. You all see this. You see poor Trin like nursing the back of their head, and you see the notebook fall kind of unceremoniously to the ground as the back row just erupts in laughter and mockery. Fucking teacher's pet writing love songs about the teacher. That's fucking stupid, yo.
They are but words. Art is energy. Looks out the window.
I think at this point, like Wyman is almost just oblivious to what is going on, and instead has his notebook out, and you could see like all these songs that have been written down but then crossed out. Like I'm focused so much on what my piece is going to be for the exhibition that I'm like having a hard time even, like maybe look up because Trin moved, but that's it.
I'm just gonna do it, even though I can only do it once this entire session. I want to create a different notebook that looks exactly the same.
Oh,
but
okay.
Inside of it, this might be, I don't know, maybe a sleight of hand check as well to see if he notices that I've made a different notebook. But like, I want to make a new notebook, and inside it just says "I love Trin" over and over and over again, and that's all that's in there.
So you're taking his notes too. Okay. Yeah. Give me 2 checks: a sleight of hand to switch them, and then a deception to see if you can hand it back to him without like him noticing, or as he comes up to grab it.
Okay. Sleight of hand.
How does this help me? I don't think this does.
I don't think either of your party members are interested in helping you.
Yeah,
Look,
I'm not. I'm just saying you do you. Like I just trying to figure out.
I've been accused of having wandering eyes for my teacher. Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay, and then the deception is a 16.
Nice.
16. Okay. Yeah, he comes over to grab his book and gotta love high charisma folks. He kind of pats you on the shoulder, Trent, and he kind of whispers to you, he's like, sorry, bro, you're just kind of like a collateral damage, you know? Give me that shit. He like pops it at Geki's hand. Fucking brown noser. Writes a story about the teacher. Whatever.
Truly.
Fucking bird. And everyone giggles around him as he says it. And then like spinning the book on one finger, like as it rotates around and around, he kind of balances it perfectly as he saunters back, his lacquered boots clacking against the ground. Geki. As you look over this blue-bound notebook with sparrows kind of embossed on the cover in gold, realize you have actually obtained some of his notes. And if anyone were to spend time going over them, one could learn 2 different spells, one being heat metal and the other being enthrall.
I would definitely
Downside
try to
is he no longer has access to his meticulous arcana notes.
You shouldn't have thrown him, dude.
Yeah, it's his fault.
Yeah, if I thought that he wasn't going to see me looking through a book that looks identical to his, I would look through them.
Yeah. Yeah, you're sitting at the front. He's sitting at the back. He doesn't have superhuman vision. As you kind of flip through the pages, you see it says on the inside of the cover, property of Kipton Gavalet. And you know roughly that the Gavalet family is very, very famous locally for being the very top tier purveyors of basically they're milliners, like very popular hats. Every wizard, every bard, every big fancy hat you need comes out of this shop. You know, Gandalf probably shopped here. The bigger, the more ridiculous, the more plumage. And people don't even know where they acquire their plumage. Peacock feathers, ostrich feathers, dyed feathers, every type of thing. They make their hats out of velvet, out of fur, out of leather, out of seal skin, just about anything you can imagine, in any shape you can imagine. And he belongs to a long line of tailor bards. Go ahead and give me a history check to see if you can think of anything else about Kipton, or you can recall anything else through the grapevine about him.
A 5.
5. Yeah, that you don't pay attention to gossip. Yeah, you've passed by the shop, so you know about Gavalet gallantry. The shop where all these wonderful hats come from. Maybe there has even been one with a shroud kind of dripping from the face that has appealed to you personally, since they do have some pretty goth options.
I could never be
the
caught
price
in
range.
There. The price and everyone, if someone saw the label and knew that I was buying, no, I could never go in there.
Yeah. You do notice that Kipton's Nehru-style cap that's perched jauntily on the side of his head is indeed of fabulous make. It looks so crisp, so clean. It may even be a spellcasting focus. Flona just looks tired at the entire exchange.
Yeah, the teacher's just watching all this.
Yeah, she just let this shit happen.
She is. You're college students. And to her, this all seems rather juvenile. She just takes a long sip of her, fortified tea. Always smells vaguely of rum. Children, please settle down. Please, I beg of you. If you could just... You're not even children anymore. If you could just please just treat each other with respect. I hate that I have to say that. Like, what kind of world are we living in? You know, don't throw things at each other. Don't do that. Why support each other? Life is so hard. Okay? In these four walls, you don't realize how good you have it. You go out there, life fucking sucks. Okay? It's horrible. It's horrible. All you have is each other. Don't make it harder for each other. Okay? Make it easier. That's a bard's job. A bard's job is to make the suffering of life more bearable. And you're sitting here and you're throwing books. It's fucking dumb, man. She doesn't even care. It's just who's next? Who do we have next?
I think at this point, you know, Wyman's been going through. He's been in his notebook, and you hear like the of the book, and he stands up. He's like, "I'm next," but I'm waiting for invitation.
Lord Wyman, please take the performer's podium if you would.
And Wyman walks up, and as he's kind of getting his loot ready, and before he starts his performance, says, "I'm going to play a piece from," you can tell he's having a really hard time saying it, "from my father. It's the only piece that I'll ever play, and it also happens to be the only piece he's never finished." And
you hear a halfling in the front row go, "Oh, a Lord Wyman the seventh piece?"
No, Lord Wyman the first piece.
Whoa!
My father.
Wasn't he like really famous?
You can tell that there was kind of, this doesn't sit really well with Wyman, because he knows that the answer is like yes, but you could clearly tell there's probably some like father-son issues here. And so reluctantly, like, yes, my father's well known across these lands. And so I suppose.
Yeah. Remember, Wyman, your energy is your own, dude.
Is that bardic inspiration?
Yeah.
Okay. You get a bardic inspo die, Wyman. Yeah, she only rolled an 8 on her insight, so she does not have the social tact to understand that you probably don't have a good relationship with this individual, and instead keeps pushing. Like I said, she rolled an 8 on tact. So she like cracks open the textbook. No, right here in song structure and narrative. Like, isn't that his name? Like, didn't he like literally?
Wyman is like really happy that Trin is essentially on his side. Like there's a good old bardic nod. Like, thanks for having my back there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just.
And so maybe I frustratingly say, yes, Lord Wyman I, the famous bard in all the lands, had 7 children, and he is written a ton of songs, and you could tell I'm like starting to get it. And he rewrote the philosophy of prose when it comes to the cadence of songwriting and application. And yes, we've heard it. Yeah. That's my dad.
Oh my God, could you get my book signed?
No. And at this point, I'm like, well, may I have the stage? Kind of like looking to the teacher to be like, can you control your classroom here? Like, what's going on? Could you...
Let me roll to see.
She even notices.
That's a 13. It's like a half-hearted like, kids, Please settle down, okay? Please settle down. Lydia, that's rude. Don't ask people about their parentage. Some people don't even have parents, okay? Don't do that. This isn't about Lord Wyman the First. This is about Lord Wyman the Eighth. What? You're not even listening to me. Kids, please, be quiet. Back row, be quiet. Kipton, be quiet. And she casts like a spell so that the podium is like a little louder. And she just like looks at you once again, so tired, so underpaid. Just start.
Great.
And this time, as you say great, you notice your voice reverberates a little over the din of the classroom.
Nice. And then Wyman just takes a moment, composes himself, and hits that first note of his lute. The 7th child was born just the other day. He came to the world in a usual way, but there were songs to write and writs to pay. The 7th learned to sing while I was away, and he was playing for I knew it, and as he grew, he say, I'm gonna be better than you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be better than you. And so he played all day and he rode all night, gearing up for a father-son fight. When you coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get to battle then. You know we'll get to battle then. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, when you coming home to hear me play? I've improved a lot and written many songs. I wanted to reply, but I was writing wrong. My son never forgets, and that's when he finally said, I'm gonna be better than you, Dad. I'm already better than you. And so he played all day and he rode all night, gearing up for a father-son fight. When you coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get to battle then. You know we'll get to battle then. And there's just like silence. And inside, Wyman is like kind of upset because this song doesn't have an ending, right? Because the battle has never taken place.
Yeah.
And then fling the lute back up.
You see Flona like pause for a minute. My notes are as follows. Wyman, when you perform, it reminds me why people choose to become bards. You take the commonplace, the mundane, and you draw from it a grandeur that makes it stand next to and akin to the greatest of legend. And truly, that is how legend is made. People kill and die every day, but a legend is formed when an artistic eye takes that and turns it into something meaningful and beautiful. This tumultuous relationship you have with your father, you've taken something that is so relatable and turned it into truly a rivalry for the ages. See me after class.
I think Wyman's like trying to process all that, and wait, was she insulting was that a compliment? I just sort of nod and confusedly like go and then return back to my seat, but then I'm sort of battling within my head like, oh, she clearly wants me to come because it was an amazing performance. So great, yeah, I'll see you after class.
First bench click. Do you want to do anything, Trin? Are you applying for the higher studies program, or?
You want me to follow that? I'm not following Wyman. That's a fool's errand. My vocal cords are all. I got hit with a book. You know how it is. been a bad day for me, okay? Keith, I'm not gonna sing or play any songs or anything like that.
Well, I thought you were maybe going to do a performance, like a...
No, there's no, I can't. Not today. Maybe next class. Pin me for that, yeah.
It must be that clove smoke that's coming from the front of the class.
No, Wyman, I think it was the fucking book that came from behind us. It might be that.
I'm sorry I missed that. I was preparing.
Yeah. It's okay.
I understand.
It's okay.
It's all right. We took care of it.
This is rapidly turning into the Breakfast Club. Y'all know that, right? Like, this is just the Breakfast Club. Like,
sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm fine with
that. Attention, all of you.
We're gonna break for lunch. When we come back, we'll get into song structure and the art of composing a ballad. For our debate bards, you'll be going to your after lunch workshop, compelling arguments. So the class will split off then. If you're specializing in the arts of war, make sure you go down to the archery range, as you'll be doing a special lab after class. The rest of you who are majors of the performance variety, do make sure you come back here, okay? Have a nutritious lunch, all right? She kind of like dismisses the class. As the first part of your day is typically like showing off your skills and honing your skills. And then the second part of your day is like actual class. Now, I mean, you would know that when she says come see her after class, she means after the second part of the day. And you are free to go eat lunch now. There is a canteen down below where there is a large wok into which you can place your order, and then it's made. You submit a ticket, and then when your ticket's up, you get a fresh cooked stir-fry meal of your choice, manned by an illithid of all things. A little bit off-putting to people that haven't been to the university before. Sacred Strings, unlike the Third Pennant, is a very old university, and you're reminded of this every time you walk through the halls. The stones are covered in ivy and therefore on the outside, and therefore they're kind of crumbling a little bit. The floors are almost slick. They're so well worn. The wood has taken on like an almost wax-like property. And if you run too quickly, your shoes will glide across it. But there is a homey feeling in this building, although it doesn't have the towers and parapets of the Third Pennant that is just across the way. It has a sort of old world charm, as this entire space has been built as a almost worship to the art of performance. There's tons of stages, little vegetables for you to practice your singing, where the acoustics are just absolutely perfect. And the cafeteria, the canteen, as it is fondly referred to, has fewer students than it did in years past. With the sort of efforts to expand ventures out east and discover new lands, Bard is becoming a less and less sort of celebrated and noble profession. You've seen a lot of students drop out to pursue more violent arts, whether that be learning to wield magic, learning to wield weapons. A lot of the people that you started out at this university in have left to take on other endeavors, either because they couldn't afford it or because they just didn't find barding to be particularly practical. But there are some people who remain, those that are very devoted to this cause, and, also those that have the coin to still attend. We'll leave it at that. Yeah.
It's okay, Bronze. You don't need to make excuses for the non-talented. It's fine. It's fine.
Guys, important question though. Are we sit at the table kids? Are we sit outside kids? Are we sit on the bench that isn't meant to be sat at while eating, but we do it anyway, kids?
There is also a greenhouse because gardening is considered barding in my universe. So there is like a greenhouse with unpractical plants. The druids hate it.
Greenhouse sounds great.
Anne's character would hate this. It's just pretty flowers that serve no purpose other than to be pretty. And it's for a floral arrangement class that I don't think any of you have probably taken.
Amazing.
It's also where Geki writes the best poetry. Just
it's the best ideas.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We're like eating, right? And Geki's scribbling something. He goes, okay. A diamond in the roughage. No. It starts like scribbling stuff. It goes back to like writing something again.
Keep working at it.
As you're like scribbling, you see one of your friends, Geki, approach. They're like kind of like a opposite version of you, if that makes sense. Whereas your eschewing of cultural norms has driven you to the goth side, their eschewing of cultural norms has driven them to the fantasy punk side.
Yes, love it. I know exactly. Yes, I see this person in my mind. Let's go.
Yeah. So they're similar but opposite. Instead of the formal shoes that come along standard with your uniforms, you notice she is wearing combat boots. She's a drow, and you notice like there's like a lot of liberties that she's taken with her bardic wear. She's adjusted the admiral style coat to have studs on the side. She has a dagger kind of affixed to her trousers, even though weapons are not typically allowed outside of weapon training areas. And she kind of like comes in doing like a little cartwheel and then sitting down next to you guys. And she pulls out a bag of what can only be described as junk food. It's deep fried dumplings, cutlets, samosas, things like that. And then she pulls out a flagon of like grape juice and like takes a big swig from it and hands it to you, Geki. And she's just like, you guys want to toke up? I've got dragon weed.
Always. It's just like
she like packs her bowl, and you see like even her little glass pipe is like pitch black and has like a little skull on it.
We were just about to talk about how Wyman has like big issues with his dad.
Dude, dads suck.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Wyman? Like, do you want us to do something to him?
Oh no, I'll take care of him myself one day, but I mean, just hearing you also say dads suck, it brings me some pleasure.
Look,
they do.
Well, they do.
I don't know
you just
why
like
you
wield their power and authority. Hate them.
Why do you like bring that energy into class though, dude? Like, you know, you get so upset when people equate you with him, and yet in a moment when you could truly shine with your own work that's about you and who you are now, you bring in something that ties you back to him, man. I don't understand why you're holding on so hard. You know? This is where you should be shining for you, dude. You know?
I think Wyman is actually like, okay, damn, this is
introspective.
Yeah, it's like, you know,
hands the bowl over
that song. And I think, Wyman is immediately, you're not wrong, but you understand that the only path I have for creating a name of my own is by defeating the very thing that created me. I was not born into this world so that I would live under the shadow of what I would personally say is a not as talented bard as myself. And it was his leaving the home and leaving all of my brothers that motivated me to say, I will be a better Wyman. I will be what people think of when they hear Wyman. So, yes, I bring the energy, and I understand that sometimes it can be intense. But certainly, I've made it pretty clear that it's so that I can fix my own lineage, because I will not live under the shadow of my father, nor when people say the word Wyman, will they think of him, but they will think of my generation and the songs and the lore and the stories that we bring to the table. One who does not abandon his family, one who does not abandon his friends, and one who still balances with adventure and stories and song and drink and all the other important things, of course, to a bard. But
he's still living in here, man. He walked away. But you can't seem to walk away, dude. He's up here all the time. He's up here all the time. And you got to pluck him out. And you got to say, Dad, I'm done. I'm done.
Becky,
tying my whole life to you,
How many brothers and sisters do you have, Geki?
Oh, none.
And either of your parents bards or perform poetry, or is this a path that is unique to you?
This is truly my cross to bear, to see the world as I do.
Imagine if that world was dictated because 7 others came before you, and you were not allowed to have a thought because the 7 others' thoughts are attached to what you say, what you do, and how you do it.
I don't know, man. Look, all I can bring is what's up here, Can I have more of that?
Dick, you haven't passed yet, you son of a bitch. Puff,
oh, sorry.
Puff pass, not puff tell life story. Give me the. You just see the hand come in and grab the. Grab it.
Yeah, yeah. As you come in and grab it, you see your punk friend Ms. Rima. That's the name of the drow, but she usually goes by Ms. Begin rolling another kind of blunt. This is like really deep. Are you okay, Wyman? I feel like
I'm fine.
I feel like Geki was like, let's open up that wound and dig around in there.
It's a burden I've lived with for my literal entire life. I'm fine
it's
with it.
Because I care about my friends, okay?
And if you did, then you would care that it is important to me that one day I defeat my father in some sort of musical battle. It is my responsibility to rewrite the legend of Wyman.
I just want you
to and then it will be my own story.
That's how you're going to do it, then
yes.
You're going to defeat him in like a music thing? I thought you were going to kill him.
Oh.
And I was like here for it. I was like, that's metal.
What? No.
That would truly be the way.
That'd be the way. That's how you get out from under his yoke. It's just you kill him.
Let me tell you, a bard of great stature, such as even my father, Lord Wyman, to be stabbed through the heart is actually not as painful as being defeated in song. because he believes that he is the best and that he has created manifestations of him who will go on to sing his name. But I will sing my own tune. I will tell my own story. So beating him by song is far more devastating to someone like that than even driving a dagger through his heart.
Oh, for real? I don't know, dude. I'm majoring, like I'm like in the sword college. Like I don't really get some of that stuff, you know. I'm not a lore kid like Geki, and I'm not a whatever you do, Wyman. I don't.
I'm just staring at him.
Yeah. Yeah. Trin makes a lot of sense though. Like dance knows no language. If you think about it, like people that don't even talk the same language, they can get it. And if you think about it, Trin, violence knows no language too.
Wow.
I'm not sure that's how it works, but sure. I suppose. What if someone is blind? How does dance translate?
If someone
Vibrations.
You said you see, you hear, you feel the story. Yes, like in the same way that I suppose someone who can't read can't enjoy a book of poetry. That's very unfortunate.
But how they experience that art,
I've heard of somebody
so unique
that can't
to
read.
them, you know.
My cousin is going to a mage school over in Loftum, and she said that there's like a dude there that can't read, but he's supposed to be like going to school to be like a wizard or some shit, and he can't read.
Well, how's that work?
That's the question, right? Like, how does that work?
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh. Weird.
But
I'm just like, just learn to read, forehead.
You know?
Yeah, just learn to read. It's so easy, forehead. Like,
one of the easiest things, really. You just make words with your mouth.
What does that mean? Forehead. What is that?
You know, like, so easy, you know? Do y'all not do that up here?
You never see someone hit their forehead like it just comes to them?
I have.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's weirder for me. Like flaps their wing up against their face.
Yeah, you don't have a forehead. You have a head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes physical nuance is like kind of lost on me, you know?
You don't need nuance physically, you know? Like, just do what you
I've got
feel.
Nuance spiritually.
Yeah. Like, why do we have to be nuanced? Why can't we just, like, how do you go to school and they tell you, oh, express yourself, but then they're like, not like that, Ms. Like, it's bullshit.
That is bullshit.
It is
bullshit.
Express yourself however you wish.
Like
Just
Trin
was saying.
expresses so much with so little, you know?
Well, it's, you know.
We all know exactly who Trin is.
Wait, who's Trin? Wait, oh, the gift. Yeah. Sorry. We've been the smoke just collects in this greenhouse, and sometimes I like forget stuff. My bad.
It's definitely a hot box in there now, isn't it? Yeah. It's like maybe
all of your eyes are red.
We should remember that we have class after lunch. Maybe it's time to put the dragon weed away.
You're gonna go?
Well,
I thought we were all gonna play hooky.
Of course. I mean, Ona told me I needed to see her after class. I can't skip and then show up suddenly.
You need to see her after class? That's not good.
Why would it be bad, though?
Not.
If it was good, she would have said it in front of everybody. It's probably bad, dude. You're probably like gonna get in trouble or some shit.
I don't know. She's got like
I mean,
she's got like a mystery sort of thing, you know?
There's a lot of negative energy.
Oh my God, are you in love with her? Oh my God, Geki!
No,
and the drow's like kind of pushing you. Are you?
She's a muse. No, she's a muse for me. It's different, guys.
Are you gonna marry her?
Stop.
Oh, look at me! I'm in love with the Asimar. Ooh, she's got wings. Therefore, she's like me.
Shut up!
Come on, Geki. She's so lame.
Geki gets up and like starts slinking out.
Wait, Geki, hold up.
What?
I've come bearing news of the most torturous variety. And she actually comes over and like props open a window.
Variety.
Yeah. The smoke starts drifting out. And as it does...
I want to see an outdoor shot.
Right?
The doors swing open and there's just...
In this old hexagonal sort of greenhouse with this purple refractive glass all around you, as the smoke starts drifting out, suddenly the flower beds come back into view, and you are surrounded. I'm assuming you've chosen like probably the thorniest, darkest flowers to sit by.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
For inspiration, you know.
And so you're far away from the colorful beds of like beautiful, bright daffodils and stuff like that. But, you know, you're sitting in a darker corner with the flowers that desire light less, which is probably good for your drow friend. But she opens the window, kind of letting the smoke out, kind of like slaps your face a little. Okay. Yeah, no. I come bearing like crazy news.
What's up?
So my dad, like his friend, who I call my uncle, but I guess he's not really my uncle, has got some news from like, I guess like he works in the record keeping department. And it turns out like admissions are way down and they're going to close the school. Like soon.
Oh.
Well, what would happen to all the students?
How soon?
I guess like winter quarter isn't going to happen.
Well, we still getting our, you know, accolades and all that you get?
Probably not, dude. Like, if we don't graduate, we don't get our fucking diplomas. And then we're just, like, talented people that just have to, like, beg in tavern corners or something.
What's wrong with that? First of all.
Well, Trin, I mean, not exactly the line of work that I hope to pursue one day. Did they say why admissions were down? What?
Well, like, apparently the third pennant's been like poaching all of our people, and like a bunch of people have been leaving early to like join one of the guilds because the guilds pay, and like they don't have money to keep the school running. So they're gonna shut down like 78% of the departments. But guys, don't cry, because I've got like this crazy idea. You notice like her eyes are like bloodshot. She's very high.
What is it? What's your idea?
Okay. I have it on good authority that the part of the third pennant that specializes in necromantic and resurrection studies has 4 spell components. Can you believe this? Just like a shit ton of fucking diamonds. Because apparently they just like use them all the time in their course material.
Okay.
What if we went and we stole the diamonds and we brought them back and just anonymously gave them to the department head, and then the school stays open and we all get our diplomas, and then we get commissioned by like some rich cloistered nobleman or whatever, or scholar or whatever, to like fucking pay our bills while we do whatever we want to do. And then we don't have to busk on the corner like Trin here. No offense, Trin, but I am not made for the corners, dude. I'm not made for the streets.
I don't like this place. I don't really mind if it gets shut down, but if it's going to mean you guys are screwed, busking's not for everyone. That's what they say.
I'm not for the streets, Trin. I can't do that, okay? I did not learn the sword arts. Like, no, absolutely not. No, I cannot be, like, my type, Trin, when we don't get commissioned, you know what happens? We end up becoming killers for hire. That's what, we end up becoming assassins. Okay? That's what we end up. I don't want to, like, which would be kind of cool.
Really good look on you, but I think it would eat away at your soul,
Yeah, you also
I don't have a lot of soul to spare, Geki. I feel hollow in here. There's a lot of space. I don't know how much soul I have left to spare.
I don't want to go
unless Wyman hires me to kill his dad.
You're not
unless Wyman hires me to kill his dad. I just don't know how else I'm going to make ends meet.
Well, if the school is truly closing, I frankly, I see this as a, way to prevent that from happening. But more importantly, and for me anyway, my own selfish reasons, but there is a song waiting to be written about this very adventure that we are about to embark on. And everyone loves a song where the underdog beats the big bully. And I'm in.
Really? She like gets excited and kind of like squats down like a bat on all her haunches. Dude! I thought because like you sit in the first row that you were gonna be like, no, we gotta follow. This is Wyman. I just discovered that you're like fucking cool, bro.
I only sit in the first row because of my love for performance, and if I can get up and perform on stage, you better believe I'm gonna want to do that. So, sure, yes, I am one of the cool ones, as you say.
Oh my god, Geki, I knew your crew was cool.
Yeah, obviously.
I mean, you're like in though, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I knew you'd be in.
Desperate for something to make me feel alive. I think this will do it.
Yeah, I mean, Diamond Heist kind of feels like you're alive, right?
Yeah.
And then she turns, still in this like sort of weird squatted down position to you, Trin. You're not a narc, are you, bro?
What? No, I don't like you very much, but they're coming along, so I'll come along. Okay? Busking makes me feel good. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. It's a normal thing. Where do we start?
Did you say busking makes me feel good?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question above board, JP?
Uh-huh.
Do we know that you're like a monster inside?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess a monster how?
Like evil. Do we know that you're evil?
Maybe. I think you can decide for that. I don't care either way.
Do you think we know that you've been robbing people to help pay or help the students pay their tuition?
You've heard rumors about people that, needed the money and found it somehow, but never like verified claims or anything.
Yeah.
Don't forget that Trin has the exceptional ability to keep a constant beat going. I mean, it should not be undersold, his talents on the drum. He keeps a band together. It's one of the most important aspects of making music. So
yeah, that's right.
As you say this, Wyman, Ms. kind of like launches herself forward, like on top of you, Trin. Is a little awkwardly kind of pinning you to the floor. And she's
what are you doing? Get off me.
this is your chance. You see, you get bullied all the time. This is it. You could like make a name for yourself instead of leaving this university in obscurity.
I said I was in. Get off.
It's
you
not
don't have
enough
to
to be in.
What do you want me to do?
Stop going along with other people, bro. You gotta like channel yourself.
I don't know what does that even mean? Can you get off
me?
I can barely breathe.
Really high.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, you should like grab. She probably still has like the blunt in her mouth. You should have a little bit less. Can you get off me? I'm in. Okay, I'm in.
She gets off of you, like kind of like doing like a little, like I said, backwards tumble, and kind of sits back in a cross-legged position. All right. So tonight, soon as it's dark, once classes are over, since I guess we're not playing hooky, we hit the third pennant and we take their diamond stash. And that'll be where we take our first break.
Great.
Excellent.
Fantastic. Okay. All right. We'll be right back. We got more last call right after this. We'll see you guys then. We're going to steal some diamonds. We'll see how it goes. Be right back.
Welcome back. So, you all saunter back to class to learn about, oh gosh, what did I say earlier?
About diamonds?
Narrative?
Yes, narrative. Yep.
Yeah.
And songwriting. Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
The
hero's
teacher,
journey.
Yeah.
How really all stories are kind of iterations of the same story, things like that. As you come back to class and your teacher begins her lecture, still a little bit half asleep, still with a clove cigar hanging out of her mouth. Give me intelligence checks to see how much of it you retain.
Okay. What's my +1?
17.
16 for me.
16.
7 for this guy.
Geki, you're just so distracted by Flona. Everything she says is like poetry, you know.
God, she's just so talented. What an inspiration. I look out the window.
Yeah, as you look out the window, the frost is now clearing. Give me a perception check as the fog kind of is drifting out towards the sea. You might get some information you need.
Oh. Is that everyone or just
15?
Geki? Okay.
Just Geki.
I'm the one who's being an anime character and looking out the window.
No, I got you. Yeah.
As you are looking out the window, kind of looking but not looking, you know, zoning out, something does catch your eye, forcing you to train in, notice, really pay attention. You see a cart, shiny, purple, more really a carriage than a cart. On the side of it, a logo that you recognize. You know this business to deliver components, focuses, things of that nature required, material components required for spells. You notice them unloading the cart with 2 bodyguards standing on either side of it, 2 very stout and hardy looking dwarves. And then you see a very special crate. It's got 2 sticks on either side so it can be carried between 2 people. It looks very, very heavy, with several locks on it and chains wrapped around it. You see 2 goblins pop out and kind of begin to carry this into the third pennant, the university across the way. As you're looking, you also see a tiefling kind of lounging on the steps of the university. They kind of like wave at you, and then they minor illusion a middle finger.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Geki will sort of like shift around, like she intends to do something cool, and then realizes she's got nothing and just sort of keeps staring and slowly looks away. Got him.
Those third pennant kids, they're the worst.
Why are they so cool?
They know so much magic. Why do they know so much magic? Sometimes they skywrite that you guys suck, you know? It's just horrible. God, so much magic over there. Now,
you know how like
Wyman,
some schools, some universities have like frats and some don't. I like to think ours doesn't, but theirs definitely does.
Oh, yeah. Look at how much Blibble got bullied, you know? In your class, it really is only Kipton.
No, they have like the acapella groups. Their entire group is just like a ton of acapella groups. And we have none of it.
Group.
Yeah. We've got people that do cups. They perform cups by Anna Kendrick, and that's it.
Dude, that got her into the acapella group.
I know.
JP, so
that's another story you'll have a song for in the future. Yeah.
Oh, man. Do you call it flagons instead?
Sure, yeah. Makes sense.
Flip flagons.
Yeah, flagons.
Oh, my gosh. That's so funny. Yeah. The other two of you, managed to absorb something from the lesson. And both of you will have a +1 to your deception and insight check for the rest of the session.
Great.
As the teacher, Flona, talks a little bit about how to connect with your audience and how every audience requires a different kind of performance. She speaks in depth about how the Rowdy Tavern is as worthy of a stage as the Grand Opera Hall, but the filter through which you kind of put your performance changes depending on which stage you're on. And that regardless of how far you are from them physically, they're sitting in the highest stands, everyone in the auditorium should feel connected to you. You realize that although she's tired and probably a little underpaid, she is a pretty good teacher. Kipton, however, is still rowdy through a majority of the class. And as the final bell rings, dismissing you for the day, you notice him making a beeline towards Geki, journal in hand.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Geki, he's coming towards Geki. What'd you do?
Nothing.
Well, okay. All right. Hey. Be cool.
Hey. What the fuck is this shit? And he opens it and puts it in your face, Trin, and it just says, I love Trin, over and over and over again.
I don't know. It seems like...
You got something to say to me?
You have something to say to me?
Maybe you have something to say to Trin.
Hey,
looks like he has something to say to Trin for sure.
Do you have something to say to me?
Oh my God, does that say I love Trin over and over and over again? Geki will say loud enough for the whole class to hear.
Is it not? Yeah.
It says there on the front.
Same one.
Yes.
You see his statuesque features kind of beginning to turn a little crimson as the green is like fading rapidly from his face. I didn't write this.
Mm-hmm. What are you saying? A bunny fell out of one of your hats and wrote it or something? What's the problem here?
I'm just saying this book hit your head and now it's full of I love Trin. So what, is your head enchanted or some shit? What the fuck, man?
Is my head enchanted? No. You're the family that makes that type of stuff. I don't. That's not me.
It's weird.
Clearly, it was written before the
threw
toss.
it, and you seem to now be blaming Trin because you threw the book at Trin.
I was aiming for you, bird.
I don't know. Trin's name is
your
written in there a lot.
I know my aim is bad. Your poetry's bad.
You know, you see, this seems like the classic romantic situation where someone doesn't know how to express their feelings. And
wait, hold on. Wait, romantic. Wait, let's not go that direct.
It does say love. Of course, that could be a friendship, but clearly some people have difficulty expressing these feelings more than others, and they tend to lash out in unique ways, like, say, for example, pushing, poking, or throwing a book at one's head. Well, this seems like it'd be an easy way to express one's feeling by throwing a book and also delivering a message. The message that I love Britain, which Kipton is clearly trying to send.
Make a persuasion check.
Damn. 21.
Oh, yeah. 21.
Absolutely.
So you're telling me that I subconsciously like Trin, and that's why
no.
Maybe my aim is good, actually? And
that's exactly what I meant. Yes, that's right. Just keep chewing on that a little bit, Kipton. Really take it in.
This explains
Maybe
so
go
much.
to the green, take in a puff of the dragon weed, and really think about it.
This explains so much. Like,
does it?
Maybe
I don't think it's all. It doesn't explain much to me. I just think.
Hush, my sweet. He puts out a finger on your mouth.
Yeah, no, like I go, oh fuck, and then right here, like blocks.
I have a lot to think about. I guess maybe I don't really understand my own feelings, and that's why they come out in destructive ways.
Truly, do any of us understand ourselves fully? This is the beginning of your journey,
The fuck?
I was always so afraid of being sensitive, but maybe it's because there's a part of me that's really sensitive.
Nope.
Yeah, that must be it.
Stop. I'm like trying to grab the hand and move it out.
Sexuality is a journey, really, truly. Like, maybe my own magic caused my notes to disappear and be consumed with a subconscious thought that was buried deep inside all along, and I didn't even really realize it.
Kipton, you are a deeply talented performance artist, but maybe now is the time to stop performing.
You like blow his mind at this, like, whoa. Performing masculinity. I got a lot to fucking think about. I gotta go. I'm sorry, Trin.
It's fine. I don't. What the fuck did you just do?
I don't think he'll bully
walks away.
When he's far enough away that I know he can't hear us anymore, I'm gonna just look at the other two and go, I swapped his notebook.
I'm okay. I appreciate that. That's fine. But we didn't need to go and convince him, Wyman, that he's in love with me.
It was either that or he starts
blows.
Potentially punching people. Yeah.
Yes.
I guess
perhaps this was ill thought out on my part. However, I do believe that he is on the cusp of unraveling the gender norms that truly hold him back in this society. And that's a net positive. So.
Yes. It's true.
I hate you both.
I saw a weird carriage outside.
I hate you both.
Geki will describe what she saw out the window.
Well, that's probably our goal, is it not? Did it have any sort of I don't know, security around it, protection, anything like that, Geki?
Well, it appeared to have a lot of locks and chains, which to me displays that they wanted it to be secure and safe.
Mm-hmm.
As well as to larger people who I believe were there to throw blows if someone tried to take it. So, could be the diamonds.
Okay.
Should we, since we are truly embarking on our villain era, potentially come up with a different word other than diamonds?
Yeah.
Mm.
What's that word?
And what should
What
that
is
word
that
be?
word? Yes.
I think we're all thinking of the same thing.
Probably.
We can all say it at
So
the
we
same
should all say it at the same time.
time.
Yes.
Of
We're all on the
course.
same
Of
page.
course.
Okay.
Yes. On
Ready?
3. Yes.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Banana.
Donuts.
Apples.
Foods.
We're all pretty
Relatively
hungry.
close.
Did we skip
feeling
lunch?
of foods.
We did smoke a
wavelength.
lot
Yes.
of that weed and didn't
We
eat. That was
did.
kind of
deeply
Perhaps that is
hungry.
why
we should
it's
probably
all
get some
foods.
food. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Before we go get the apples.
Donuts.
Dog
Apples?
app. Nanas.
Dog nanas. Truly, no one would be able to tell
No
what a
one would
dog
know
nana is.
what a dog nana is. Yeah.
Apples.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do that.
Yes.
We've come up
Dog
with our
nana.
word.
Yep.
We should eat before.
Yes, I agree. Wyman, why don't you got to go meet with teacher, right? And why don't you meet us in the cafeteria?
Okay. I'll make it quick.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully.
We'll go get some dinner real quick. And so we separate.
Mm-hmm. The two of you.
Sorry, my headphones cut out.
Oh, you're good.
You're fine. The two of you head over to the canteen, and Wyman, you head over to the teacher office's corridor.
Mm-hmm.
You know which door is Flona's, and it's actually thrown wide open. The office itself is a mess. There's scrolls, books, parchment stacked on top of each other, on top of each other, on top of each other in a precarious fashion, kind of almost forming like a tunnel as you come in through the door. You can't even see Flona's desk from the door. And instead of the normal tapestries and beautiful, adornments you see in the other teachers' offices on the walls are not visible in this room. There are just floor-to-ceiling bookcases full of a wealth of information, full of every storybook, every poetry tome, every ballad you could ever hope to dream is in this room. There's quills haphazardly stuck in places in between the books. And as you kind of make your way through the tunnel of this like sort of towers of books around you, you finally see the desk itself, which actually has nothing on it. It's completely clean except for a single piece of parchment paper and one quill. Flona is looking out through a circular window towards the rapidly setting sun that is set behind her. And this is the only part of her office that is not complete chaos. She hears you come in and kind of motions to the chair opposite hers as she takes her own seat in a tufted velvet green chair. And she looks across at you. Eyeliner still smeared all the way down her cheeks. Mm. Mm-hmm. Wyman, what would you say you would like out of life?
To tell the greatest stories and to be the greatest bard. That seems like forgive me, but that seems like a silly question.
Silly questions are often simple ones that we find exceedingly difficult to answer.
Then my complex answer is to sing the greatest songs and be the most wonderful bard in all the land. To have performances move people and mountains and stories that live forever and ever through the beautiful music and songs that have been written.
But Wyman, that doesn't answer a very important question. You're painting your life in broad strokes, but the beauty's in the details. What do you want your day-to-day life to look like?
I mean, I suppose that a part of life is that we don't architect what is in front of us, but instead we take one step at a time. I'm not sure I can answer that question. Where life and song will take me.
You never sit and think of what your ideal day would be like 5 years from now. It involves waking up, drinking tea, Earl Grey with a loved one, taking a stroll in the garden, sitting down to work on the novel you've been working on, only to retire to the warm quarters of your office surrounded by 16 dogs. Like, you never stop and think about truly what you want your ideal life to look like?
I think I can safely say that I have not looked that far ahead, but I suppose if you were asking me to say what I would hope an ideal day would be, I'd hope there's a minimum of 7 to 8 performances a day, perhaps a song or verse that is written about, and whether or not I collect a gold or silver from this is fine. An adventure would be good. I mean, again, why have 30 steps mapped out when it's more fun to find out what comes after the next one?
Did you say 6 to 8 performances a day?
At least. I mean, if there's one thing that brings me more joy than anything, it is entertaining, whether it is one person or 1,000 people. Each one of those performances has a ripple effect on the lives of others. And so in some ways I want to live vicariously through the joy, the spread, the feeling that others get through my songs and my words. So yes, 6 to 8. No, actually, you're right. Your instructor, Lona, you're at least 10 to 12.
Don't you think that would be exhausting?
No, on the contrary, that would be.
You're always performing. How do you know who you are?
How would you not? Performances, but a display of one's inner self and soul and what they put into it. Certainly, you have your frauds, but when it comes from here, you are literally sharing yourself with others.
Wyman, why do I get the impression you're not eager to take the stage? You're fleeing to the stage.
Like, Wyman cannot even comprehend the words that you're saying. Fleeing from the. I want if I could live on the stage, if my house was a stage in which I got out of bed and performed immediately, I would die happy.
That is not a well-balanced life.
Well, to be great, we often sacrifice the well-balanced life.
I think I may have an opportunity for you in this case. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to find a pupil that would sign up for this or volunteer for this position or be qualified for it. But I think you meet all of the criteria. And furthermore, I think it might be a growing opportunity for you too. Between you and me, please don't spread this around. I'm not sure how long this institution is going to be able to keep running. Going to leave a lot of students and teachers in the lurch. I'm trying to do my best for people that are truly committed to the arts to have a backup plan, as it were. Not everyone is Kipton with a silver spoon, a platinum spoon in their mouths. And you seem the independent type. The High Lord Commissioner of the Intercity Guilds is looking for someone to act as a sort of PR guy. There's been some grumblings about how the guilds operate, about them being too bureaucratic, and about the expeditionary force to the east that's trying to expand the city boundaries of Lufton. Some people talking about how they're kind of ruthlessly harvesting from nature, how it's not sustainable, things like that. Now, this High Lord Commissioner is looking for someone to write songs and disseminate tales about the various valorous deeds and happenings of the guild members. Maybe someone to shadow under high-ranking guild members and create songs and things like that around them so that some of these rumors and myths and things like that can be dispelled. It's a difficult job. It will require field work. You wouldn't be in the cozy confines of a mansion. You wouldn't have a noble patron to put you up in beautiful apartments and pay you a wealthy sum every month in return for a few poems. But some of the adventures you would be writing about, you would be a part of. And you'd have the opportunity to perform on every stage between here to the Great Mountains, to the sea, really.
I think
and
at the moment
have a government check.
The moment that Wyman hears that, like, that was the selling point. Everything else is just like wah, 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 wah. And then it was like, I get to perform on every stage from here until I'm in.
That was easy. I thought you might be a good fit for it. But, Wyman, if you don't mind me giving you a piece of advice. I think you could look for authenticity here. You don't have to be a corporate shill if you didn't want to. I think there's a way to walk the line. And I hope you find that line.
I think that, believe it or not, Wyman knows exactly what she's talking about, and acknowledges it and says, I will walk the line.
All right. Well, that was all. Your poem was your song, I should say, was a very good one. And
well, it was written by my father, so I'm not sure that's quite a compliment, but I assume the performance is what you meant, instructor, hopefully.
I think that every cover is a different interpretation of the same source material.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes. I appreciate that.
And who knows, maybe people will be performing your covers one day.
Oh, yes, they will.
And we cut to Marin in the future singing Pony.
Yes.
Yeah, with that, she kind of like gets out of her chair and turns back to the window, puts another clove cigar in her mouth, like snaps her fingers to light it anew, and kind of like looks out the window at the students streaming out of both of the institutions as they kind of join the throng of humanity in the streets. Geki, Trin, what are you eating in the canteen? I'm assuming
we just I think Dodger, if you're okay with this, I think we just have literally anything that we could find in front of us. It's just like small bits of everything. There's not like one in particular thing, but there's everything in small doses. Yeah.
Yeah, the kitchen was closed, so we'll say it's like leftovers from breakfast, leftovers from lunch, and leftovers from there is no dinner service. So leftovers from breakfast and lunch, there's like probably some eggs, some toast, all kinds of things. Some rice, some stir fry, all kind of like laid out in front of you.
Great.
Wyman, you see like a table laden full of an absolute mishmash of foods, while Geki and Trin are shoveling it into their mouths, gorging. I assume.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, Eric Okra gorging.
Yeah. Wyman, we got food over here. we got food over here, Wyman. We got a little bit of everything.
I sit down. Maybe grab a bread and smother some gravy or other sauce and start eating on it.
Wow, what sort of demeanor are you joining us with?
What's that?
Board? What sort of demeanor do you have joining the table?
Maybe one of conflict, right? Because I think in a very sort of Wyman-esque thing, right? Don't necessarily consider the consequences, just like this clearly is what I need to do next. I think now seeing everyone eat is like, oh shit, I just committed to helping save the school and going off and doing my own thing, right? So I think I'm not sure what I should do or even say to you all. Then maybe Wyman says, Flona offered me a job, basically.
Doing what?
Doing what?
Well, I lean in a little bit and I say, she confirmed what Ms. said. The school is in peril financially. Even she said she's not sure how much longer it should last, and she mentioned that she had a job for me with the guilds to the east, documenting the lore and other things going on in the region, the expansion of the region. That's neither here nor there. so this is where we're at. I suppose I can still help. I don't want to leave my friends in a terrible situation. But she did confirm that what Ms. was saying was not just a dragonweed hallucination, that in fact the sacred strings is in trouble.
I'm happy for you. That's a step toward you being who you truly are, you know?
Thank you, Gek.
Well, what are we gonna do though? How do we fit? I thought that this was. I guess not.
Oh.
Well, I thought maybe Kipton could, sort of take my spot. And no, I'm just kidding.
That's an Elseworld story right there.
Yeah.
I mean, as I mentioned, I don't want to leave the school. The sacred string still means much to me for a lot of reasons. I don't wish to just take this and leave it behind. So, I'm not leaving for a while. I suppose we can still get the dog nanas.
Right.
Will this, if it goes poorly, will it create a situation where you are unable to pursue the thing that your heart truly desires?
What do you mean, going on the mission?
Yeah. If we break in there and, basically tell that whole school to fuck themselves and take their diamonds and get caught, does that upset the balance of the direction your life is going?
Well, I mean, I suppose the only way it would upset the balance is we get caught, hung from our feet, and possibly have our hands removed or sent to prison. And for all the days, I don't think they'd allow my loot to go into prison. So I suppose that, yes, it is entirely possible that it upsets the balance because we're dead or we're incarcerated.
And you are still truly willing to do that.
I
think about it. Eat your bread.
It was like,
as you sit and reflect, you're rejoined by Ms., who comes over and is like, all right, what's the plan?
I think we're
You
figuring
guys
that
all
out
look
right
super
now.
pensive. What happened?
We got really high.
Did you go to her office? Did you get in trouble? He knew he was going to get in trouble.
I'm not in trouble, but I probably fill Ms. in and let her know that she was indeed right, that the school is in danger, and that I'd been offered a role as a bard for the guilds, for the documentation of lore and storytelling and song. And
oh shit, dude, that's like a government salary. Are you gotta do it though. Like,
I'm doing it. She said I could perform on every stage from here until the mountains, and I'm not sure exactly where the mountains are, but I do know that there are a lot of stages between here and there.
Wow. I mean, you're also gonna like have to camp out in the woods a lot, and yeah. My second brother's a hunter. It's kind of crazy. Like, it's a little rough living, but you're also like Just yeah, it's like it's kind of cool. Like, you know.
Is camping out at the woods, camping, bedroll, campfire, song, lore, music. This is my path. That sounds amazing. That's every campfire is a stage, Miss.
I guess
So
I
a
guess you're right.
discussion
I never
then
thought about that.
was whether or not we should take Wyman to steal the
Dog Anna's.
dog nanas.
You should not. Weed and you do not mix. Gecky.
Oh.
Because if he does come, he won't get this opportunity.
Oh shit! Like if he goes to jail or some shit.
If we get caught, yeah, it would reflect poorly.
And as
okay, so like just don't get caught, right? Like was the plan to get caught? Because I feel like the plan was not to get caught.
No. Well, we can't see the future.
But if we do get caught, we'll truly, in that moment, feel alive.
Yeah, it's like a rush. It's like a big middle finger to the system.
Dodger did not just break character. That's actually Gecky.
That's in character.
Yeah, that's in character.
Yeah. I've reached the giggle part of being high.
Yeah. I told you.
Miz is just like,
okay.
Miz is just like, I mean, if we get caught, isn't that even a stronger political statement?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think if we get caught, we have to take one for the team, and the team is Team Wyman, if you know what I'm saying. We have to go in there with that understood.
Yeah. But like, Wyman, once you're like a big shot, like, you know, guild employee, like you'll put in a like good word for the rest of us, right?
Well, of course, yes.
Yeah. So then we'll, you know, even if the school goes under, we'll have like a contingency plan, the Wyman plan. The why not Wyman, right? Like, so if shit goes bad, you know, you can get us, you can put in a good word and get us cushy guild jobs.
Right?
I mean, I think at this point, Wyman like has no idea, but is somewhat convinced by Miz being so confident about it. So it's like, I mean, you seem to know a lot about. So yes, I suppose that's correct. That's accurate.
All right. So the plan is, if we get caught, we just figure out a way to get Wyman out scot-free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll agree to that. Yeah.
All in. She puts her hand in.
Puts a wing in.
Yeah, hand in.
All right, let's go.
Dragonweed.
Wait.
Yeah. Oh wait.
Dragonweed.
Dog Anna.
Oh yeah. Dog Nanas.
Yep.
Dog Nanas on third.
All good. Right. We're good. That's it. We did it.
Right.
All right, Trin, what's the plan?
Well, I'm reminded.
I heard you steal a lot, so I'm assuming you know how to like steal this stuff.
What?
I've heard rumors. I've heard rumors. I didn't make the rumors. I did disseminate them though.
Fair enough. Okay. I don't know the plan. I mean, we got to get in there. So I think, I mean, you guys know how to impersonate someone else, right? You've done that before. You've acted like another famous musician, something like that.
We just have to embody true douchebags.
Oh.
And then we'll walk in just fine, I think.
That works for the poets. Yeah. Yeah. We could do that.
We're all in like uniform. Like, should we how's that going to work? They're going to clock us from a mile away. We're like wearing the Bard School uniforms.
None of us have like disguise anything, right?
Yeah, would we have disguises or anything? I mean, character sheet wise, I think we do, but you tell us if college kids would have
Let
them.
me look at the character sheets. See if Ms has anything.
I have a disguise kit.
Okay, yeah. You could probably mock up some wizard robes.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a roll for your disguise kit. Go ahead and add your proficiency bonus to the roll.
That should just be, what, a 3? Yes, I think that's just a 3. 5. How'd that go?
Yeah. You have a disguise kit.
Well, it would be a 4, but still, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. 4.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a really low roll. Yeah. You have a disguise kit, but you definitely like slept through your theatrical makeup classes.
Okay. All right. So
you're like sitting there with the kit. You're like, I know we use this for something. Contour? And you think you can make everybody up to look perfect under stage light. But in terms of transformative makeup and theatrical makeup and special effects makeup, those were stage classes you as a busker weren't as interested in.
Right. Okay. I will pull out the disguise kit in front of me and well, I can kind of do an okay job. I think I'll make myself out to look like the legendary Gith Brooks.
Wyman's like, let me try. I love costuming.
Okay. All right, here you go. I'll work on mine.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll to see if you can like modify the costumes to look a little bit more.
Is this under deception? Like, can I use that bonus?
Yeah. You can use your deception or your proficiency if you're proficient with the disguise kit. But yeah, you could use your deception. In Miz's inventory, she actually has a spare set of clothes. So like you could try to zhuzh these up to look like wizard school robes.
Okay, so if I have 4 next to deception, then I can roll a 1d20 plus 5, and right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice. 24.
You know what?
24.
This will come in really handy one day if there's ever a fishing competition and a whole caravan gets sick and there might be a need in order to disguise individuals that can participate in the fishing contest.
Like a goblin that can't read, right?
That would be, yes, I know it's a very specific explanation.
I can see how that could be useful.
In my head, yes.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
You are able to take Mrs. like sort of like it looks to be like a bathrobe or a sleeping robe, and you're able to like quickly modify it with a deft hand and turn it into what looks, at least from like 10 feet away, a perfect wizard school robe. It has the right silhouette, it's the right color. Maybe it doesn't have all the badges and insignia, but who looks that closely? The rest of it really is just confidence.
Oh, you muted yourself somehow, Wheat.
What?
Oh, no. For some
there
reason.
You are.
You just didn't talk.
It's my gate, maybe. Beautiful, I said. Beautiful.
Okay. Are we all... Geki, you good? You ready?
Geki looks exactly the same.
You're not one of those birds that can like change the colors or anything, right?
No, but I am hoping that perhaps I can blend in with the shadows.
That was going to be kind of like my approach too.
All right, so you two are
pretty
in
good
stealth.
At sneaking.
Right, okay.
Yeah. You can take the robe.
Front. Okay. All right.
We got one robe between the two of you. I don't know which one of you wants to wear it, but like...
Well, Geki will have feathers and stuff sticking. It'll probably fit me better. I'll take it.
All right. She hands it to you.
Yeah, I throw the robe on. Do I look like him, Wyman?
You look like a mage.
No. I meant, do I look like Brooks? That's who I'm.
Oh,
not a mage. Like I'm Brooks and Mage is and the wizard.
yes, of course. Yes, I'm sorry for missing it. Yes.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Great. What are we doing now? The plan.
Oh, right. Like the plan.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking, like, one of my cousin's sister's aunts works in the kitchen. Might be able to get her to, like, let us in through the back. And then from there, I actually don't know the layout of the school. I've never been inside because I hate that place and I hate those people. But maybe, like, we can, it's after hours. Like, how many kids are going to be in there? And then we just have to find our way to the lab, the necromancy lab or whatever. And I guess, like, just find their components cellar or closet and then just, like.
Okay. Well, Wyman, you toured that school, right? Since you had your pick, you got to see them all. Do you know the layout? Do you remember it?
I don't. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, if you toured the school, go ahead and give me an intelligence saving throw to see, like, what of it you recall.
Okay.
Fuck.
Ooh,
that's a 4.
Yeah.
They were all assholes. I don't remember much.
Yeah.
Well, that
took one step into the hallowed halls of, the third pennant, and you found it probably soulless a little bit. Like, it is the complete opposite of the sacred strings. Everything is about practicality, hard science. It's precise. There's no flourish. There's no. It's
sense. Yes.
Yeah. It's about the hardcore pursuit of arcane knowledge. Every spell learnt is practical, and there is no, like, flourishy aspect to it. Now, the fourth pennant, which is the university Blibble attends, does have more arts of a more performative nature, but it's very different here. There is almost like it gives you the feeling of being in a church when you're inside. There's lots of talk of, like, life, the nature of life, the preservation of life, and talk of ethics, morality, whether or not it's ethical to bring someone back from the dead, under which conditions is it okay to bring them back, things like that. So there's a little bit more talk of, like, what's, like, the word heretical may even get thrown around there a lot. So it's a very different vibe than the other schools of magic on the continent because of the nature of magic that they study there. Kind of feels like a medical school in some regards, but less warm, if you can imagine it.
Yeah, it was boring
because
and drab.
Wyman just flushed it, probably.
Well, did they? Was everything labeled? I mean, they seem orderly over there. We could probably just look for the sign.
I don't even remember that.
All right. Well, we're definitely going to jail. Yeah. It'll be good for the arts. We'll have some good things to sing about and write about. It's exciting, really.
Perhaps one of us should walk around until they are kicked out. And then we will at least have an idea of some of it.
Oh.
Because
it's actually really smart. And then the guards will be distracted too, because they'll be, like, kicking that person out. And that's, like, a perfect distraction.
I am quite skulky. I could skulk until they ask me to stop skulking.
But we need someone who's bad at skulking to get caught faster.
No.
Yes?
No, because the hope is that this person sees as much of the school as possible so as to disseminate the information to the rest of the group.
So you need to be, like, kind of bad, but kind of good. Like
good
middling.
Then bad.
Good then bad, I guess, in that order. Okay.
Good, and then
you could be good the entire time, and
we should not have
not distract us.
Or potentially good the whole time. Yes. Maybe everyone else is in the canteen with friends' mothers, maybe everyone else is in the yes. And then the skulker, it doesn't have to be me.
Could be, though.
The skulker then sees as much of the school as possible. If they are successful at mapping the whole school, they will return. Again, it doesn't have to be me.
Could be, though.
They will return and give the map to the rest of the group. If they are caught, how do they let the rest of the group know that they are currently occupying the guards?
Can you give
Perhaps
us a
a
hearty
scream.
like caw or something to
do
this?
Do you do bird calls? Is that I know some birds don't. Are you one of those birds?
I do not caw. However, I can make a shrill noise, the likes of which you have potentially never heard.
Will it be an alerting noise?
If I am the one to be skulking, I do believe you'll be able to hear it. However, I have not been in the school before, so I don't know if I am taken at a point where I am too far away from you. Potentially, that is a flawed idea.
It doesn't go through or persist through objects, is what you're saying. The sound can be muted and controlled by the building.
I do not know. I feel like I'm talking very properly so as to convince you all that I am not high.
Oh, that's
but not. I would like you all to know that I very much am.
That's clear.
This is an act.
We're very aware of that.
We assume that.
Yeah.
It's all.
And honestly, you say it makes you sound smarter. It's not a bad luck. Sounds well thought out.
I'm
good.
Responding very positively to like how you're like kind of an authority figure, but not. Normally when people try to be the leader, I'm like, I'm going to do the opposite of what they say because, you know, but like right now, I'm like, it's like a gentle guidance where I feel like you're like on my team, like a guidance counselor. You want to like help me?
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
And here's what we're going to do. You will all be with Aunt Bartha, Aunt
Patty.
Aunt Patty. You will all join Aunt Patty, and I will skulk and then scream.
Yeah.
Do we agree that this is the beginning of the plan?
Who's Patty?
She's like a distant relation, family friend. She works in the kitchens. Sometimes she like
okay, I got it.
Yeah, sometimes she gives me like day old muffins that they're gonna like throw away and stuff. So like she's used to kind of like feeding me on the DL.
I mean, just throwing out, maybe it's an obvious question, maybe not, but wouldn't Patty know where we might go to get the...
If we can convince her to tell us, like, there's a difference between propping open the back door and handing me a basket full of stale muffins and like, you know.
Understood.
Is that a you?
Yes,
but I mean, like,
you
we
don't
could
want
try.
to take advantage of that relationship. I understand.
But like, what if we get Patty to feed us, and then while she's feeding us, Geki, you skulk away?
Yes.
And then when we hear the signal, we'll, you know, I'll distract at Patty, and then the two of you skulk away too.
Well, I don't know if I can. I've never skulked. What is to skulk? How does one skulk? Is that a bird?
Behold, Geki will like Batman, like wrap her cloak around herself and then do some of these.
Oh, that's pretty skulky. Yeah, we got the robes and we can.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I can skulk.
And so if you skulk in the right places, then it's like, where even are you? You know?
Right.
I skulk. And it's like, I love this because like Miz is like the Catwoman to your Batman. He has a +9 to acrobatics. So it's like a very different kind of skulk. Yeah. A very different kind of skulk. Just very, a lot of like physical prowess type of, you know. Like her skulk is definitely, and she's a drow, so like she blends in with the shadows very well. Hers is like getting very close down to the ground and almost like moving like a spider.
But then I skulk, and then they skulk. When do you skulk? This is your plan. This is your vision. Don't let us take
is it
it
really?
from you.
Yeah, it's your plan. You came up with it. Yeah.
Well, you know, Aunt Patty is pretty partial to me. I wonder if I could just like convince her that I'm not doing anything bad and like walk in after you guys.
What if you just ask her for the diamonds?
Huh. I hadn't thought about it, but like,
I mean, she works in
recently.
She's probably not too happy. Give her part
I
of the
took charms class, so like I could try to charm her.
You're gonna charm your family member?
What if?
Well, it's like a family member very distantly related, if that makes sense.
Well, that's kind of evil. I like it.
Do you think if we went to Aunt Patty?
Patty, yeah.
Okay. Do you think if we went to Aunt Patty and we said, we're gonna steal some bananas, do you think that then Patty would say something like, give me one on the way out and I'll help you?
Like
Or
buy her
3.
off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why that's what I was saying.
Truly, every living thing has a price.
Yeah.
And a diamond is a good price.
Diamond's a pretty good price.
Well, then let's just do that. Why are we like doing all this other stuff?
That's great because my idea of filling a horse-filled carriage full of cheeseburgers, I didn't want to throw that one out on the table.
That would be really stupid to come up with that. God, who could come up with that idea? That'd be dumb. Be a waste of everyone's time if they spent like 2 hours. If we spend like 2 hours coming up with that idea. We're trying to put cheeseburgers in a car? That'd be stupid. Absolutely waste of time.
Maybe another Lord Wyman would try that.
Yes. Nostalgic throwback. Another version in a multiverse. With
another
a character
world,
named
another life.
Exactly. Yep. I think we should. I think, we've talked through it. Bribing with the diamonds, that makes sense. I mean, I don't know if we were going to give each other's a cut, but I don't need a cut because
you got a job.
So Patty takes my cut.
Yeah, and I don't need a cut. I steal from a bunch of people, so I'm good. I don't need money. We're good.
So the rumors were true.
I don't know what you heard, but I'm all right. We're good.
Geki, do you need a cut?
No. To reject money is delightfully anti-capitalist.
I don't want a cut because
the school needs it.
Yeah, like the school needs it more than I do. And I mean, I'm getting by and I kind of like that lifestyle. Like if I wasn't living on couches, like eating day old muffins, like I wouldn't even know who I am.
Truly.
I mean, you could set one aside and it could
pulls out paper,
potentially give you an entire semester's worth of dragonweed that you can just stash in the greenhouse. There's other things than the diamonds that you can get for it. Just a thought. I mean, watching you two and your habits and the things you do, that's always like the last time, like I have to give plasma so I can get some dragonweed, like maybe avoid all of that shenanigans,
Right, but right now, the way I afford my dragonweed is by selling my dragonweed, and that's why everyone's my friend. And if I stop selling dragonweed, people wouldn't really have a reason to talk to me anymore. And I feel like that'd be kind of sad, I would find out whether or not people were my friends, and I just don't know if I'm like ready for that, Wyman. Like you're like super self-introspective and stuff. For me, I just don't know if I could handle everyone like finding out who's a real friend and who's just like friends with me for dragonweed.
I totally understand. I do.
Kind of want to live in ignorance for a while, you know?
Wise.
Choosing ignorance for ourselves is a sort of freedom. Oh,
What?
I get that.
Gecky,
Yeah.
are you okay?
No.
I don't. This. Okay. Are we all good? Are we ready for the plan? Are we ready to go steal these diamonds?
I just want to skulk, man.
Okay.
Can I skulk now?
All right. We all know the plan. We're going to go and ask Patty if she could tell us where the diamonds are. We'll take the diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll leave with the diamonds and give them to the school because no one wants them, okay? All right.
Great.
We're all putting the hands in. We're going to walk outside and go do this thing.
Dog nanas.
Dog
nanas.
Okay.
Bananas.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think we go to leave. We
Mhm.
open the door,
Mhm.
and it's the next day. We spent all night planning high as fuck. We've completely missed our opportunity to steal the diamonds. And the school's going to get shut down. There's nothing.
No.
I think there's
Stop him.
I think there's like a quick fast forward of just the school being shut down. None of us getting our degree and Wyman like going on tour with us just kind of being like, we shouldn't have smoked weed. It was terrible.
It's like the weirdest montage that you've ever seen of just sort of all of these.
Yeah.
It's just sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just like sad. It's one violin slowly playing as we completely
No, I actually kind
failed.
of like this. Yeah, like every night the cycle repeats itself. You make a new plan,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And you spend so long planning, another day goes by. And at some point you even wonder if maybe it's not even about the plan anymore. It's just about this act of rebellion of getting together, eating leftovers in each other's company for very different, very, for very different personalities coming together for this aligned goal, but maybe lacking some of the skills needed, since especially you're all level 3, to break into a prestigious mage university that has all types of arcane traps and locks. So you hem and you haw, and days turn into weeks. Every night you resolve to go, and every night as you open the door, it is dawn once again. JP asked if he could wrap up this episode, and I loved it.
No, I think that's the perfect way to end it. I truly do. And Wyman will have some song or story about what happened.
Question for you.
JP knows me too well. I am literally there's definitely a song that comes out of this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a question for you though, Lord Wyman.
Yes.
After the school inevitably closes, do you recommend Geki and Trin to the guild for positions?
100%. Yeah.
Aww.
I mean, Lord Wyman is definitely a person of his word, even though there might be some shadiness. But like you've got sort of the university friends. It's like you don't see each other for 10 years, but you get together. It's like a day hasn't gone by, that sort of thing. That's definitely the relationship that was created with those. So yeah, 100%.
Give me the most important persuasion check.
Wow.
You'll make.
Can we give him bardic inspiration, being that we're a group of
he still has it from Geki, I think. Yeah,
Okay,
you can
great.
use a bardic inspo.
He's got his D6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little D6.
So what does that give? That gives me
An additional D6 to your whatever.
Yeah,
roll.
on top of whatever your persuasion check is.
So 1d20 plus 5 plus 1d6.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God. 1d20 plus 5 plus 1d6. Oh, wow.
15.
Not awesome.
Not great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolled a 1 on that D6. It is a die from Dodger, though. So
yeah, with a 15,
everything I touch is cursed.
We'll say you're able, because that's still pretty good. We'll say you give 2 of the 3. You're able to get them positions in the guild. You can decide which 2 those are. They tell you, you know what, Wyman, based off of your recommendation, we do have 2 positions open. We leave it to you. Who do you recommend?
The phrase "buskin' makes me feel good" just echoes.
I would say that I actually argue all 3, but what they do is they dig up Mrs. Right, her history and like selling dragon weed and stuff, and they're like, nah, we can't do it. So it's like automatically Geki and Trin, right?
Doesn't pass the background check. Yeah.
No.
I will say this: in future episodes, you will have 2 ranked guild officials, Geki and Trin, to potentially help you grease the wheels anytime you need to conduct guild business.
Awesome.
And we'll talk off stream about what position Geki might hold and what position Trin might hold, or what guilds they might work for, what the scope of their work might be. But I'm sure we'll see them again in the future.
Awesome.
Oh my god. I'm so glad we wound up doing this instead of canceling the episode.
Yeah, it's great.
This was really fun. It just like
it was great.
On the fly, create characters.
Yeah. If I even went as far as to write some Garth Brooks songs.
Gith Brooks.
Yeah, sorry. I have notepad files of just 2 or 3 songs here because I didn't know where the episode was going to go.
Trin will come back.
Yeah.
I just want to say I wasn't expecting the accent. So when you're like, I got hit in the back of the head with a book. That to me was like the funniest shit that happened this episode. There was a lot of funny moments, but something about that, because that voice is like so different from the other character you roleplay. I was like, what the fuck? He's just like this like country pickpocket that dances on the street.
It's great. It's a fun one.
Love it.
Oh my god, this is such a great episode. Let's do some sign-offs. This time we'll have Dodger take it away. Dodger, what are you up to this week?
Hi everybody. I'm Dodger. You can find me at Dex Bonus on pretty much everything. I'm kind of a first impressions streamer. I try to play a different game every day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's fun. Yeah. I tried out the Dead Space remake last night and it was really fun to play some of that again. So I'm probably going to be doing that right after this. I'm going to play a little bit more. But I just try to do different stuff every day. So come hang out, have a cup of coffee. It's good vibes. And thanks so much for having me on again. It was very fun.
You're amazing. It's my first time playing with you. And it's been like so fun. It's the same level of chaos, JP, am I allowed to announce next week's guest?
No, because it's not confirmed.
Okay.
Oh, damn. That was like super announcement of announcement. That done, Bronze. Yeah.
It's not locked in. So I don't want to announce it and then have said person not be able to be here.
Okay. I wasn't sure if they were confirmed. You're next, JP. Take it away. What are you up to this week?
What am I up to this week? Games tonight. Sorry, I was not expecting to do. I wasn't expecting to play today at all as well. We're doing games tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow we got trailer time, kind of a weekly mini E3 showcase thing that we do every Thursday. Friday we'll do a little bit of JPNN. What are we playing? I don't know. Maybe that Hitman roguelike mode seems kind of fun. Might check that out. Against the Storm, might go and check that out. We'll just kind of see. Saturday we'll probably play whatever it is that I end up deciding on, and then Sunday more Drop Frames, and then more MCU Crew with the goofballs Jesse and Bronze on that at our new time at 8 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Wheat, take it away.
Thank you. Shout out to all of you for kind of not only letting me dive deeper and tell the story, but I'm super stoked that I had some of this stuff that was set and you just ran with it. So that was great. I'm really excited to see how it ties back in. You could find me everywhere on /DJ Wheat. I do stream Friday mornings, just kind of shoot the shit, drink some coffee, talk about whatever the hell is going on. Saturdays, I stream some Quake. So if you want to see the best FPS players in the world go head to head, you can watch us over on /Quake on Twitch or on YouTube. And thanks so much. I'm excited to be back next week. And shout out to the Texas Storm for giving us this opportunity. I love it that we made it so we didn't have to skip a beat. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I was getting some updates from Max. They're still without power. They haven't gotten any crews or anything in the area.
Dang.
So he said he was going out to brave the elements soon, get some hot food, and perhaps ways to heat water. It seems kind of rough out there. Send them some kind words on Twitter.
That
at Guys Mexicans. Yeah, he's having a rough. Him and Beth are having a rough go right now.
Yeah, goodness.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I guess that leaves me.
Yeah.
Hi, hello. I'm that bronze girl. Yeah, I'm. After this, I'm going to be streaming after a while because I have a Dizzy Quest meeting. For those of you that don't know, I successfully ran a Kickstarter for an all South Asian D&D game like shot in studio. And we're now rapidly approaching production on that, which is very exciting, but also really nerve-wracking because I'm kind of like a producer and creative director in addition to DMing it. So it's rapidly becoming real, but it's also a lot of fun. So I have some production meetings for that. But after that, I'm probably going to be live playing games. I am a huge Hitman fiend and a huge roguelite fiend, so I'm probably going to be checking that out. I also still need to beat Dead Space, but I'm playing on hard and I'm bitch made. So it's just been a lot of jump scares and a lot of me staring down hallways trying to talk myself into going in. I will say I've abandoned certain parts of the Ishimura to the necromorphs. I'm just like, we just don't go down the hallways because there's like 8 in there. Because there's times where like I will get so scared I just start running. Like I go into one of two modes. One is like cracked, where I'm just like placing every single shot. And the other mode is like, oh my God. And then when that happens, more spawn. And then you just have a hallway full of like 12 of them. And you just decide that that's a hallway that the necromorphs can have. You don't need to have that anymore. We don't need to go there anymore. So
the worst is when you're like standing there doing something and then you just see the little
hands,
like pokey hands over your shoulder and you're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well, the shadows in that game are so impressive that you sometimes just see the shadows. Like
the RTX
really far away. Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
Looking.
This is a game that really benefited from technology. Like I feel like I was a big fan of it when I originally played it on Xbox 360. And there was a part of me that's like, this game is perfect. You don't really need a remake, right? But then seeing it graphically, I was like, oh, I'm seeing what we were supposed to see the whole time. Because there's places where it gets way darker than the original did, and all you see is that beam of the flashlight. And I'm like, this is what it was always supposed to look like, but they didn't have the technology to have like, a flashlight beam that shows everything so clearly and everything around it is dark. So
that's wild for sure.
If you haven't played it and you're a fan of science fiction horror, it's my favorite genre. Check it out. Maybe one day we'll go there with Last Call for Adventure. Maybe one day we'll have a science fiction horror genre, because that is my shit. But
it also has a really nice content warning system inside of it that you can turn on. That is like not intrusive at all, I don't think. And
just pops
has like
up,
a thing pop up in the corner that you can read or ignore that gives you a heads up on like what's going to be around the corner or through that next door.
Wow,
which is very nice, especially if you're a streamer and you want people to like make informed decisions about whether or not to watch, so that's been very
I would
nice
appreciated that on Dead Space 2, because that is like very different than there's a lot. It is a very different tone than Dead Space 1.
Oh yeah,
they're both horror, they're both scary.
Were really different from each other.
Yeah, but it was like a complete different pivot, and I wasn't ready for it. So there's like some stuff with eyes in that I'm like, like it was really.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Where I was like, I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, sorry, I could talk about Dead Space all day. You got to cut us off, JP. You're here, so when you're here, I'm not the host. I'm just the DM.
That's true. Look, it happens. That's That's how it goes. Anyways, we're out of here. Thanks so much for watching. We're going to go do probably a quick little post show with me, Wheat, and an old Dodger. I don't know why you're old Dodger.
Old
this week,
Dodger.
Let's just go with that.
Old Dodger. It's me.
That's Brooke. Right? That's how that goes. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Max probably be back. Hopefully be back by then.
Oh, yeah.
At Power.
Oh, yeah.
And the crew will return to normal. So we'll see you guys then. Thanks much for watching. We're out here. Have a good one. Bye-bye.